You actually have done some design work yourself. I understand you had a design for the 2005 World's Fair in Japan. Is that right?
Yeah. So my day job, I'm a graphic designer, and Expo 2005, which was outside Nagoya, Japan, had an international design competition to design the wrappings around the outside of their what they call their Linimo train, which is a maglev train that goes from the city to the Expo site, and they had a international design competition, and I was very happy to be the winner for that.
Well, let's take a look now at the design that you submitted that won the prize. Here's a picture of the train, and just tell us a little bit about what was involved in putting that together.
Well, the idea, the theme of Expo 2005 was nature's wisdom, which is not unusual for a World's Fair now, is that they tend to have more environmental themes. And sort of playing off of that, I used some of sort of the colors of nature to sort of shift through the different colors. And the role of this the design of the train is so that you can see it from a distance and see the words Expo 2005 Aichi, Aichi being the prefecture that Nagoya is in. And then up close, it becomes completely abstracted. And as you're in the train station, the colors sort of come through the train station, and you sort of see this shifting of colors.
It kind of shimmers. You can tell even just by looking at this photo. I think we have a close-up. Let me try and get that one in place.
But the idea is that it would sort of cycle through the seasons of nature and such. Yeah, this is another shot here, just sort of showing it more in context. Can't really see the lettering on that, but you can sort of see what it would look like up close. And the way the stations are designed, they have like doors that open onto the trains, so it's not an open platform. So that sort of accentuated the color change. When I was on the site and actually saw it running, it was kind of nice to see it actually working, and seeing, if you were looking one panel of in the train station, you could see the whole shifting in colors.
The whole concept moving by you. Well, let's take a look at another picture now. This is an architectural design projected for the next.
That's an artist illustration, although it's pretty much kind of looks like that in photographs now. That is the Chinese pavilion at Expo 2010. And it's kind of hard to see the scale there, but it's a huge, gigantic building.
So they went with the pagoda theme, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of relates to traditional Chinese architecture, but usually at World's Fairs now you have anything but traditional architecture. It'll make allusions to it, but rarely do they have anything that's really traditional.
And this one here,
for example, this is just a random one that I sort of chose. Just as an illustration, this happens to be the Singapore pavilion, and you can sort of see, a relatively small country. Well, Singapore's not that small for population-wise, but not a major nation that we might think of. A country like Singapore would have like a huge building, and there are going to be 40-some countries which are going to building their own pavilions on this scale.
It's really a major stimulus to architecture and architectural competitions then, to have all this stuff assembled every 5 years or so.
Yeah. Well, each country does its own thing, and people who might be familiar with Epcot, which is kind of a permanent World's Fair, and people like to sort of, it was very much inspired Walt Disney to create Epcot. And many people think of that as a World's Fair. The pavilions there tend to be more sort of what we think of traditionally as the countries. The trend at World's Fairs tends to be to sort of challenge people's notions about a country, and sort of present the country as it exists now, not necessarily as it might exist historically. So, and each country does its own thing with different designs. Sometimes they'll choose a designer that's well known. If the United States had done it earlier on, we would have had Frank Gehry design ours, but unfortunately, he's at the last minute not available. But we'll still have like pretty groundbreaking architecture.
Well, good. Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to wrap up now. We've reached pretty much the end of our time. This is a fascinating subject. I wish we could spend longer on it. I want to thank you again, Urso Chappell, for coming in to speak with us, and all the viewers for watching. This is my first show tonight. I'm Peter Camarda. The show is A View for You. We're broadcasting from the SF Cable Access Station, and we'll be back again in 2 weeks. So we hope you have a good 2 weeks. Thank you.